So, yes or no to injections? It's a tricky one, but hopefully I can help you answer by the end of this video. Let's start off with, when you're pregnant, what are the first injections that you are offered? The whooping cough vaccination. What they don't want you to know when it comes to vaccinations that your baby might have, you might have, that you can have. What they don't want you to know is that you have a choice. Yes, it is actually your choice whether you would like to have a vaccination while you're pregnant or you'd prefer not to. If you'd prefer to give your baby their vaccinations once they're out of the womb, you know, these are very precious times in their lives. They say the first few months or the first few weeks of their lives are the most vulnerable, and they want to give them injections. It is your decision and it is your choice to make, and I'll put research here to back up what I'm saying, that you have the agency to make the decision if you would like to have vaccinations while you're pregnant, or if you would like your baby to have vaccinations once they come out. It is your choice. You can say no. I want to just take a minute to discuss some of the language that I know a lot of medical professionals and healthcare professionals use, which tend to make us as women, I can speak for myself, I felt very much almost pressured or almost forced into making decisions while I was pregnant or after I had given birth to my baby in regards to their health, like injections. So it's important that you do not make their language deter whatever decision you want to make based on you doing your research and based on how you feel about it, because usually our instincts are right. The language that some of the healthcare professionals might use, and I'll go on some of the websites so I can, you know, read what they kind of say and how they say it, because we know it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. So they tend to use language that will go something like this: you will, or we will, we are going to. They'll tend to phrase services and care that are optional for you in that way, which kind of takes away, when you listen to the language, your choice. But you do have a choice. They should really be saying, we can offer you, you can claim or have access to. It's just the language that they use, that, but you cannot let the language influence your decision. You need to make your decision based on research, based on how you feel, and based on your beliefs ultimately, and not let the language that they use deter you from making the right decision for you. So women tend to get whooping cough vaccine when they are around 16 to 32 weeks, and they usually give you the whooping cough vaccine around the 20-week mark, because that's when you're doing your 20-week scan. A lot of the research that I've been seeing is showing me that a lot of mamas are declining. The question is why? Why are mamas declining the whooping cough vaccine? Something that's supposed to be good, something that's supposed to be, you know, helpful to them and their baby. Why are they declining? Research says that in 2017, the percentage statistics were 73%. So women that were pregnant were getting the whooping cough vaccine at a rate of 73%. But in 2024, just last year gone, it has dropped to 59%. I'm just reading off Nursing Times. In 2024, May, there were 2,591 cases confirmed of the whooping vaccine. Whoa. Compared to 555 cases in January, according to the government data. Why are women refusing? My theory is that women just feel like they just don't have control. They don't have control, and they don't feel like, I'm able to make decisions on my terms. And I feel like sometimes, just sometimes, it's just a possibility, women might feel, you know, this is my chance to say, no, I don't want this. Something that I actually do have control over. It's just a theory. And also, obviously, some women might just be scared. I mean, everybody's going to have their own reasons as to why they don't want the whooping cough vaccine. Let's look at some of the statistics and some of the risks and side effects to having the whooping cough vaccine. Research says that about 1 in 100 babies may die that are hospitalized. The key words are that are hospitalized. Then I done further research. Around 300 babies are admitted with whooping cough vaccine in a year. So if you really just take that in, let that soak in, the maths, roughly around 300 babies a year are hospitalized because of whooping cough vaccine, and in those 300, only 1 in 100 may die. If you really have a look at the numbers, you can see that there's really nothing to be scared of. It sounds about normal. Not every single baby's gonna die. So if 3 in 300 just so happen to die, you know, when there's thousands, hundreds, millions of births every single year, the likelihood isn't very likely. And so you could argue that it's not really much of a concern if you're admitted to hospital and they can treat it, and it's not something that, you know, is going to cause death, you know, it's very rare. Then, you know, why not exercise your right to say, no, I'd prefer not to have the whooping cough vaccine? Because all of these things are vaccinations for you to prevent something from happening. I done some further research and I just thought, oh, let's just have a look at what the newborn death rate is annually. And then it went on to say 3.9 deaths per 1,000 live births, so babies that are born alive. That's the rate of deaths. So if you look at all those numbers of all the babies that are going to be born, all the babies that are going to potentially die in the year, it sounds about normal. Not every single baby is gonna live, unfortunately. It's just a part of life, and whether you have the vaccine or whether you choose to exercise your right not to have the vaccine, it sounds like whatever is meant to be will be. So exercise your right if you want to have the vaccine, or if you rather not. Immunisations once the baby is here. So first, let me say this. As a mum, especially as a first time mum, you know, a lot of the time you're just making decisions with limited knowledge. You might not have, you know, all the resources around you. You might not have all the answers, and you might find it hard to find the answers. However, your instinct and your gut should tell you what's the right decision to make for you. And I keep on reminding you that it is a decision for you, because medical professionals have a habit of using language that makes you feel like you don't have a choice. They will tell you, you are going to, we are going to now do this, instead of them saying, oh, you have these options, you can do this, we will offer you this. You know, they don't use those kind of language that make you feel a part of making the decision. And I know they mean well, however, you know, that's just the way they communicate. That's the language that they use. So you need to be prepared for that, because it will happen. Despite that, it is still your choice if you choose to give them the immunisations. These are the ones that are offered to you. So you have the 8 weeks, the 12 weeks, the 16 weeks, and the 1 year old immunisations. Now, in each of these immunisations, there are different things in there. Things like whooping cough, again, rotavirus, hepatitis B. You know, there's a lot of vaccinations within these immunisations. At 8 weeks, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 different diseases in the injections that your baby can have. They are given with 2 injections and 1 drop into the mouth which will cover all of those 8 different diseases that can be given to your baby at 8 weeks if you decide for that to happen. At 12 weeks, there are also 8. Some of the vaccinations that are given at 12 weeks are repeated, 2 injections, and it's usually 1 on either side of your baby's leg and then 1 drop in the mouth. And at 16 weeks, they're given 7 vaccinations this time. Some are the same and then some of them are different. And this time at 16 weeks, if you choose to have the vaccination for your baby, there's 2 injections, but there is not 1 in the mouth. And at 1 year old, again, they will be immunized with the MMR, the measles, mumps and rubella, MB, and then 2 other diseases for when they're 1 year old, if you choose to exercise your right to give your baby the injections at 1. That's a lot of injections, okay? And especially if your baby is born prematurely, they're not developmentally where they need to be, and that might cause some other risks. However, the medicals still do encourage you to very much get your baby vaccinated and immunized at the same weeks as everybody else. So once your baby's out, whether they're premature or not, they still recommend you to give your baby the 8 weeks immunization once it's 8 weeks from birth, which is why I think it's important to really reflect and think and make an informed decision based on research and based on your experiences, if you feel comfortable enough to give your baby these immunizations. Because at the end of the day, if anything was to happen, it will be your responsibility, your choice. That's what they will say. They will say, it's your choice, you chose to do it, da, 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 da. So you need to make sure you are happy with your decision. Let's talk about risks and side effects of these immunizations once the baby's out. The immunizations that are given to your baby at 8 weeks, 12 weeks, 16 weeks, and 1 year old. Now, there are some common side effects, and this is fine. Every time you're having medicine or something, an injection or something like that, you're going to have some common things that happen quite often, and they're typically not really that serious. So these are just some side effects. Things like a low-grade fever, headache, fuzziness, or soreness at the injection site. Soreness can look like a little lump, just a little bit of a swollen area as well. When my daughter had her injection, she was a bit sore in that area, a bit tender. She had a temperature as well. To really, set aside the side effects, is just giving her some medicine. So they advise for you to have Calpol. I think it's some of the Calpol paracetamol, for after your injection. You can give your baby that and then use it accordingly to what it says on the box. And they also say rarely a child might experience severe side effects such as an allergic reaction or a seizure. So let's explore how rare they truly are. I looked into it, and seizures are still quite rare, but they're probably more common than you think. When I think of rare, I think of 0.00001%. I'm not sure if that's just me being naive, but that's what I think when I hear rare. But the stats actually say that it's about 6 to 9 or 25 to 34 per 1,000 babies or children, which I know it is still quite rare, but I thought, that was a bit more. I just thought it'd be lower than that when they say rare. But about 24 to 34 babies can get seizures out of 100,000 babies. When it comes to an allergic reaction, it says there's about 1 in 50,000. 1 in 50,000 to 1 in 1 million, ranging from mild to severe when it comes to allergic reactions. Now, I'm not sure about you, but 1 in 50,000, that's a bit too likely for me, okay? So when you're making these decisions, you really have to think and consider, is this worth it? Is this worth it? The chances of this, causing an allergic reaction, it is quite small, but it is possible. And ultimately you are going to be accountable and responsible for the decision that you make, because it is your decision whether you want to have these injections or not. The healthcare providers and the people giving the injection are not going to take a responsibility for what happens to the baby, because it is your choice. After hearing all of that, yes or no to injections, it's up to you. This decision is yours to make, and I believe after doing your research and really thinking about all the side effects, the probability of them actually happening, and the benefits as well, you can make the right decision for you. I haven't actually explored these benefits, but we all know that vaccinations are great for preventing illnesses and diseases that are very harmful for us, and they just keep society as a whole running healthily and productively. And so they are good, and they are good for keeping rates of things lower down. As you can see with the whooping cough, if the birthing parents are refusing it, rates are likely to go up. So that's something you need to be aware of, and then your child will be more exposed to these diseases if they haven't been vaccinated against them. But it is your choice, and I'm sure you will make the best choice that is best for you and your baby, and only mama knows what's best for her baby. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. Comment down below anything that I've missed out, any statistics that I've missed out, things that might be useful for mamas to know, or more benefits, because I didn't really talk much about them, but I'm sure we all know, because they like to let us know about the benefits. But any benefits or any things that I missed out that would be useful for mamas to know, we need to know this, and we need to make informed decisions, and decisions that we are happy with, not decisions that have been influenced or forced onto us. So I hope this video has helped you to feel informed and helped you to make the decision that's right for you and your baby. There is an event coming up, an event for mamas, so you are welcome to come. If you want to come to the baby bank and get things for the baby, drop things off for other mamas to use for the baby bank, it is on Saturday the 22nd of March, and that is next Saturday, well, this Saturday, if you're watching this video. This video will be out on the Monday. This Saturday, come by, say hello, and have a drink, and let's have fun with mamas and share some stories and advice, and ask some healthcare professionals themselves for help, and just to clarify things you want to know. This is the place to be if that is what you would like. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. By the way, mamas, you're doing a great job. Bye bye.